stop running away from your suffering. That is the thing that you need in order to grow in your life. The reason why you aren't growing is because you aren't suffering. Whether that's physically, whether that's mentally or spiritually, you need to suffer in order to grow. Because without suffering, we stay in the same positions. If you want to grow physically, stronger, you need to go to the gym, you need to suffer, you need to feel that pain in order to grow. If you want to grow mentally, you must suffer. You have to put in the work, you have to journal, you have to really reflect, you have to do these practices that you otherwise wouldn't do. And it can be painful. It can be painful to look within and reflect on things that you've been running away from. If you want to grow in any aspect of life, whether that's financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, you need to put in the work. And it's going to be painful. It's going to be difficult. You're going to feel lost from time to time. But you must keep going. Do not let things hold you back. And the most amazing thing is that there is beauty in suffering. It's so hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel sometimes, especially when you're in the darkest part of that suffering. But once you start to do better, once you start to grow and learn what that suffering is trying to teach you, you start to feel so invincible. You feel unstoppable. You feel like, okay, you've been through the darkest part. What else can faze you? Nothing. When you've really hit some low lows, nothing else can faze you. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can bring you down, because you can always compare it to that low point. And then what? Someone cuts you in traffic, for example. Does that really matter? No, it doesn't. You've seen hell. Does these little inconveniences really bother you? The thing about suffering is that it makes you compare everything that you've gone through in today's day to something worse off in the past. And even if you do face something that's worse off today, in 5 years you'll look back and you'll be like comparing things that are happening in that moment there, but you'll be looking back at today saying it's not that bad. Little things that tick us off right now, the little things that bother us, they do not matter in 5 years time from now. So do not be stressing about that. Do not let these things hold you back, and do not be scared to go through and face this suffering, because it is in this suffering that we learn and we grow. Learning and growth come from suffering. That's because when you are suffering, you are forced to face things that you otherwise don't want to face. When you are suffering, you really have to change things, which means that you grow. If you're learning new things about yourself and the way you operate, and you're changing things, you are learning and growing in a way that will shape you to be better. Diamonds are formed under pressure. So if you want to be shining like a diamond, if you want to have that finance, if you want to have that relationship, if you want to have that physique that you've always wanted, you really have to suffer for these things. It doesn't come any other way. And if it's just handed to you, you won't even value it. Let's think about, you had 2 Lamborghinis. You had one which you worked your ass off to get, and the other was just handed to you. Which one are you going to value more? Obviously the one that you worked for, because you put in your blood, sweat and tears for that thing. And so to trash it would mean that you're trashing your own work, your own blood, sweat and tears. So you wouldn't do that. But if someone just hands it to you, you don't really care about it. You don't value it as much, and you'll probably scratch it up. You probably won't clean it so often. But if that's your own car that you worked hard for, you're going to be polishing that every single day. So I'm going to leave it at that. Send this to somebody who you know it will help. Like, comment, share, do all those things, and you're going to see a video from me every single day. Make sure you're suffering so that way you can learn and you can grow. Peace.